Maximum Overdrive, and the following one, the last one you made was...
Oh, after that it was Blow Up Your Video. Blow Up Your Video.
No.
That was the next album.
Okay.
Yeah, that was done in...
what was the big song from that one?
What was the what?
The big song.
Oh, from that one, I think there was That's the Way I Want to Rock and Roll.
Oh, okay.
Another one called Heat Seeker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah. A lot of times it's difficult to... people often ask me, because they didn't seem as popular. I mean, we didn't realize because we were still touring, 10 months of the year and selling out places and stuff. But people, I think, have told me they've grown to really love those albums.
Yeah.
Because when they first came out, they didn't, sell like Back in Black or For Those About to Rock. I mean, you can't keep that up all your life every single time you release an album. So that's what it ended up being. You know.
So from AC/DC, you move on to another band that has initials, UFO.
Well, what did I do after? No, I moved on to Dio.
To Dio?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Like in 90.
What was your first record with Ronnie?
An album called Lock Up the Wolves.
Lock Up the Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was with Gus on guitar? Or was Goldie still in the band?
No, that was a new kid called Rowan Robertson.
Rowan.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know Rowan.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Great guitar player.
Yes. And it was kind of a whole new band. There was a new bass player, new keyboard player, new guitar player.
Who played bass?
It was a guy from New Jersey, Long Island, called Teddy Cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a good band. I mean, we were still gelling, and it was... Ronnie seemed to be having fun with us and everything, and music and that. He didn't seem that worried with anything. We were having a good time, and stuff. And we recorded that in Reno, in Nevada.
At Mother's? Or Granny's?
Grammy's house.
I recorded the Slip of the Tongue there.
Oh, that's right.
So what year was that?
That was 1990.
Oh, 90. Okay, we record. So you guys came in after us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in AC/DC up until when?
It was from like 83 until 89.
Wow.
Yeah, it was about 7 years.
That's a solid run right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It didn't suck.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
It was hard work, but it was.
So how? Ronnie called you up. I mean, you guys running to each other on the road. How did that happen?
It was kind of like a mutual friend got in touch and stuff, and knew that I wasn't happy where I was, and I'd loved Ronnie's music. I'd met Ronnie a couple of times before all this, but we didn't really sit down and have a heavy conversation. It was just, hi, how you doing, and stuff like that. I always found him to be an amazing guy, super intelligent and funny and amazing stuff.
Were you in the band when Whitesnake and Dio played in the Monsters of Rock in Europe?
I don't think so.
In Dio, yeah.
I don't think so. The only Monsters of Rock, we were headlining in DC after that.
Yeah, this would be 1990 because we did some shows together.
It must have been me.
Actually, it was 1994.
Okay.
94, yeah. In Germany.
Was it with Metallica as well?
Vixen was there.
Oh.
My wife still has the sweatshirt.
Okay. My memory's screwed now.
It's like she pulls out all of these vintage, shirts from like 30, 40 years ago, and I go, that's what I was doing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
you got
back then.
A built-in diary.
Yeah, because she's got all the dates in the back, and who played on the on the bill,
All my T-shirts got stolen in the move.
Yeah, and she sends them to the cleaner, so they're like in perfect condition.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There's probably some collectibles.
Yeah, sure are. Yeah, they're collecting dust. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in Dio, and you guys record Lock Up the Wolves, and
then we went on the road with it. It was a big production and stuff, and things were changing. Climate was changing.
What was the production like? You guys have wolves?
No, it was massive. It was. On the album cover, it was kind of the back was like the inside of a whale.
Inside of a whale?
Yeah, like almost like Jonah, I suppose, the whale and stuff and the bones.
Yeah.
So the whole stage was constructed of these huge bones that came up over either side, And
Wow.
There's like these 14, 15 feet drum riser and keyboard riser, and I was next to Jens up there and couldn't see any of the band hardly ever.
Yeah.
But it was quite spectacular. It was a big production thing going on there.
Yeah. Did you have any problems? I mean, at the very beginning, because we had something similar like that in Aussie when we had the castle. Diary of a Madman. We had this huge structure.
I remember.
With
That was
a big
amazing.
drum riser and
So
getting used to the sound on stage was really challenging.
Yes, that's right. We did have to fiddle with monitors and move them around quite a lot.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems we had was with pyro, because there was a guy who was, I forget his name, but he was crazy for pyro, and we were too. We thought, this is great, go and blow something else up, So, but as usual, he put too much in one part.
It happens.
And
it happens.
It was.
I mean,
it was actually Jens Johansson who he had this keyboard that was flying. It was on wires and the truss, and it would go up and down. And he soldered out this panel in it where he would put in like a smoke pot, and it would rise above him and then blow up. It would start smoking in front of him, go up and then blow up. One day it didn't go up and blow up. It just blew up in front of him. So he's like on 12 feet back against the cabinets and stuff, and he's laying there like smoking, and we're like, "Jeez, Jens." Well, I wasn't. I was up the top there, but, we had that problem. So we had to start taking serious actions as to what could be used and what couldn't.
So let's say the next Dio record after Lock Up Your Wolves.
Well, Ronnie went back to Black Sabbath. He got an offer to go back. And
Dehumanizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great record.
That's an awesome album. Yeah. That's killer. And then I reconvened. Oh, no, after that I went to, I did some Rhino Bucket. I hooked up with them for a little while. Mm-hmm. Did an album. And then that fell apart for one reason or another.
Maybe the name. Rhino Bucket.
Well, yeah, it could be. I don't know, it's different, isn't it?
It is different.
You remember it?
Yeah, you sure do.
But no, that kind of went to one side for a while. And then I was lucky enough in 95, through a friend, I got a hold of Michael Schenker's manager. And we were back and forth for a little while, and she was talking about Michael Schenker Group, MSG. And I didn't hear anything for 4 or 5 months, weeks, something like that. And then she called up and said, "No, it's not Michael Schenker Group anymore, it's UFO." Ooh. So I'm like, she said, "Would you like to come over to Phoenix and play with the guys and stuff and see how you work out?" I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. So,
who was in the band at the time?
Yeah, it was the original guys, except for me. It's Michael, Phil Mogg, Pete Way, Paul Raymond. So it was, I'd loved UFO from when I was a teen. It was just like seeing them in.
Great band. Yeah, I toured with them when they opened up for Ozzy during the Diary of a Madman tour. It was the Paul Chapman version of the band.
Oh, okay.
And I got to hang out with Pete Way a lot.
Uh-huh.
A lot. They used to be. They used to come in my room like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with Ross Halfin. It was Ross Halfin and Pete.
Oh yeah.
They would knock on my door. Okay, come in, and I would just like sit there, like half asleep, and they would be like talking and drinking and partying, and
yeah.
And then like when they saw that I wasn't throwing them out, they would just leave.
Yeah.
Later, I find out that they just wanted to see if I could ever get pissed off and yell at them to get the hell out of my room. And I never did. So eventually they stopped doing it. Yeah. I love Pete. He's amazing. Have you heard how he's doing health-wise?
I've heard he's doing okay.
Yeah.
He's putting a band together, or he was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on right now and stuff, but I do wish him the best. He's
Me
such
too.
a really cool
I love
guy.
Pete. Incredible musician, composer, performer.
Yeah.
All around. He's got it. He's got it all.
He does. He does.
So from UFO, where did you go?
Yeah, then I ended up going back to Ronnie.
And what year is that?
98. 98.
For what record?
Well, they were touring at the time a live album that they'd already done. And there were some problems with Vinny. So, I kind of got wind of this, and I got the word to Ronnie that I'd be interested in coming back again. Excuse me. And it worked out. I took my drums. Then the show I was going to hook up with them was in Fresno. And I drove up there from LA, me and my wife. My drums in the back, in the flight cases. And we get to the show, and we pull in the back area. And I go inside, and I say, "Hey, Ron, what's up?" Meet everybody, because the band was new then again. It was Tracy G and Larry Dennison, and Scott Warren was there. And I go back out, and 2 of my drum cases have been stolen. Yeah, just dragged out of the truck, right down the side of the truck. The truck was screwed up too, but gone. I'm just like, was this a good idea?
My God.
But, we managed to figure out a rehearsal the next day up in San Francisco, I think. We got some drums in, and I had some drums were sent out that, would make up for the ones that had been stolen and stuff. But it was just great to be back playing with Ronnie. Playing those songs again and being in a band with him again. Yeah. That was, I was lucky twice to get back in, and I was with him ever since then. Yeah,
you and Ronnie really had a special bond that went beyond being bandmates. You lived with him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it was a special bond. I mean, we just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of put up with one another. Yeah.
No, but it was family. Imagine Ronnie. He could have had anybody stay with him.
Yeah.
And it was not just staying. You were living there.
Yeah, it ended up being that way. I went through a divorce, and I was like, screw everything. I'm going to move back to England. I don't even want to play drums anymore. One of those things you go through. And he's like, no. Just come stay at my place to get your head together, And that was 13 years later.
30 years later.
13.
13. So, yeah. That's family.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, we ended up being really, really good friends. I mean,
I think it's beyond friends.
Yeah.
He's
a really cool guy.
And, I know that we haven't got to the point in the conversation that I joined Dio, but I'm just going to throw this in right now. I watched how much Ronnie, not only at rehearsals, but during the show, after the show, he really focused on you because he knew your potential. There was something about the way that he looked at you that he knew there was always more to your playing.
Well, that might have been true. That might have been true, but I really wasn't. I think I was too preoccupied with, just doing my job. But we did end up towards the end of recording the albums, where we did talk a lot more about the situation with the drums and the feel and everything and the bass and everything. It wasn't a sit-down serious talk. I mean, it just happened.
Yeah.
Over a beer or something, It wasn't a forced serious. Yeah. But, it did become, the ideas he had for Magica 2 and 3, some of those were incredible. He would tell them to me and stuff, and he'd been writing stuff down, and he showed me all of that stuff.